Welcome to this explainer. Today, we are decoding what we call the compounding empire. We're going to look at the brilliantly engineered business model that essentially turned ordinary software into a relentless, unstoppable cash machine. Let's just dive right in.
All right, I want to start with a number that honestly should absolutely blow your mind. $700. That is exactly what Adobe used to charge for Photoshop. One single massive payment. You bought it, you installed it, you owned it, and, well, you were done. But today, Adobe doesn't sell Photoshop for $700 anymore. Instead, they rent it to you for, about $20 a month. And here's the really crazy part. That seemingly worse deal for you, it actually turned Adobe into a company that now makes more money in a single quarter than they used to make in an entire year under that old model. And believe me, that is no accident.
So, to understand this, let's contrast the total financial nightmare of the 1990s CD-in-a-box era with the brilliant predictability of recurring subscriptions. See, the old model was a huge headache for software companies. Revenue was just wildly unpredictable. You'd have this massive sales quarter when, say, Windows 95 launched, right? But then, months of complete silence. Plus, you had to constantly hunt for fresh customers just to keep your revenue flat. It was basically a perpetual treadmill. Oh, and let's not forget piracy. People just burned copies of the CDs, which cost these companies billions. But under the new subscription model, the software lives securely on a server. There is literally nothing to pirate. Customers pay automatically every single month. It completely transforms chaotic one-off sales into a predictable, repeating stream of income.
Which brings us to SaaS. That stands for Software as a Service. So instead of buying a piece of software once, you pay a recurring fee to access it. And frankly, this represents the single biggest shift in how software companies make money over the last 25 years. Think about the digital tools you probably use every single day. You don't own them. You are literally just renting access month after month.
You can really see this shift when you look at the absolute giants of the industry. We're talking Adobe with Creative Cloud, Microsoft generating just massive wealth through Office 365 and Azure, and of course, Salesforce, who essentially pioneered the enterprise side of this whole model. These companies built incredibly lucrative empires simply by renting access. They don't want you to buy a physical disk. They want your credit card on file automatically charging you while you sleep. But you might be wondering, how exactly does that small monthly charge turn into billions of dollars?
Well, the engine driving this entire empire is a metric called MRR, or monthly recurring revenue. Seriously, if you take anything away from this explainer, let it be this one concept. MRR is the absolute heartbeat of every SaaS company. The very moment you sign up for a subscription, you become a unit of MRR. It's a predictable, repeating stream of income that the company can confidently count on next month, and the month after that, and the month after that. It completely rewrites the financial DNA of a business.
Let's actually run the numbers here, because this is where the sheer genius of the model truly reveals itself. Imagine you run a software company, and you charge just $30 a month. If you sign up 1,000 new customers this month, boom, you immediately lock in $30,000 in your very first month. Now, in a traditional business, on the first day of next month, you're starting right back at zero. But in SaaS, if those customers stick around, you already have that $30,000 locked in before you've even made a single new sale.
And this is how brilliantly that revenue stacks up. Let's say you keep adding 1,000 new customers every single month, and you're only losing about 3% to cancellations. In month 1, you're at $30,000. But by month 12, because those new customers are constantly stacking on top of the old ones faster than people leave, you end up with over 10,000 active customers. The growth is exponential. By the end of the year, that simple $30 product is generating over $300,000 a month. That's nearly $4 million a year. In the SaaS world, this month's revenue simply becomes next month's floor. It is literally a compounding machine.
But, every machine has a vulnerability. If MRR is the engine, the silent killer is churn. That's the percentage of people who cancel their subscription. Now, losing just 5% of your customers monthly sounds totally fine on paper, right? But if you do the math over an entire year, that 5% monthly leak means you're actually losing almost half of your entire customer base annually. You literally have to replace half your revenue every single year just to stay flat, before you can even begin to think about growing. So yeah, compounding works in reverse too. And honestly, this is exactly why SaaS companies invest so heavily in keeping you around. They have customer success teams, personalized check-ins, perfectly tuned onboarding flows, and they aren't just doing it to be nice. They are meticulously tracking a metric called Customer Lifetime Value, or LTV. See, they know that keeping an existing customer is dramatically cheaper than finding a new one. To them, a person paying $20 a month is not a $20 transaction. If that person stays for 5 years, they are a $1,200 asset. That fundamentally changes how much a company is willing to spend to keep you happy.
Beyond all the math, there's this fascinating psychological trick baked right into it: price framing. Think about it. If an app asks you for $240 up front right now, you'd probably hesitate, right? It just feels expensive. But if that exact same app asks for $20 a month, it feels almost invisible. It's the exact same amount of money over the course of a year, but by breaking a big number into small, recurring chunks, they artificially lower our psychological barrier to saying yes.
So you take that psychology, and it forms the entire foundation of their onboarding funnel. You've definitely seen this. There's usually a free or cheap starter plan, a mid-tier most popular plan, and then a premium tier. The cheap plan gets you through the door without spending a dime. The middle plan is positioned as the best value. But the real genius is the freemium model itself. They just want to get the tool into your hands, so you build a daily habit around it. And once you do, this powerful psychological trigger called the endowment effect takes over. Suddenly, canceling your subscription doesn't feel like you're saving $20. It feels like a painful loss of a tool you rely on.
Zooming out a bit, this relentless, machine-like predictability is exactly why Wall Street and venture capitalists absolutely obsess over SaaS companies. To an investor, $1 of recurring revenue is fundamentally worth way more than $1 of one-time revenue. Why? Because it tends to show up again next month. Investors aren't just looking at the profits a company makes today, they are paying for that massive compounding curve they can see coming in the future. A business that can confidently predict its cash flow for the next 2 years, that is an incredibly safe and highly valuable bet.
So, to wrap up this explainer, I just want you to think about your own credit card statement. The secret behind these billion-dollar software empires isn't about extracting a massive chunk of cash from you all at once. It's the perfect combination of predictable revenue, obsessive retention, and super smart psychological pricing. So, the next time you see a $9.99 subscription and think, that's basically nothing, just remember that tiny, forgettable number multiplied by millions of people forever is precisely the point. Are you just buying a helpful digital tool, or are you the fuel for the most relentless compounding engine in modern business?